This is Tag Talks with June Horne, the CEO and founder of Transition Advisor Group. Join June for insightful conversations about how to successfully chart your retirement journey.
Hey everybody, welcome into the podcast. It's Tag Talks with June Horne and myself here to talk investing, finance, and retirement. And we're kicking off and launching our podcast here with our first Getting to Know You episode. And of course, June is the CEO and founder at Transition Advisor Group. And we're so excited to get started here today with our conversation. And if you got some questions and you need some help along the way, reach out to June and her team at tag-pa.com. That's tag-pa.com. And like I said, we're going to do Getting to Know You this week on our inaugural podcast, just to kind of get to know June a little bit and the practice and why she does what she does. June, welcome in. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great, Mark. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. Good to talk to you. Looking forward to our conversation, and so glad that you're joining us here and we're getting this podcast up and running for folks and hopefully sharing some good information along the way. I think that's the goal, right? Is information and education can be powerful.
That's right. That's right. I agree with you.
You know, what is being a financial professional, like, what does it mean to you? Like, what kind of gravitated you towards it?
Well, honestly, I was selling funeral expenses, if you can believe that. And in the midst of that, as I was working with widowers and widows, and I saw a need there that they needed more help. And I'm real service minded. I always want to help people. That's just me. And so I thought maybe I could do a little more. So that's how I got started looking into working with a little bit more extensive things than just their funeral things. I was working with another gentleman for a couple other firms, and I was on a cruise. Can you believe it? I was on a cruise, and I was with another gal, and she slept late. I got up early, went out on the deck, and I was out there reading and just thought, why don't you open your own firm? But I had just gone through a divorce, didn't know if I was ready to do that yet. But when I got home on January the 9th. February 17th, I opened my firm, this firm right now. So I've been here doing that since 2006. So that's how it all got started.
It hits you on the deck, right? So you were sitting
That's right.
there.
It did. That's good.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's very cool, right? So you're just enjoying the ocean air, and it's just kind of like, you know what? I need to do this for me, you know?
That's right. That's right.
That's awesome. So, well, I was going to ask you what got you into the business in the first place, but you took care of that question. So that's very cool. I like that. So, you know, what does financial, strategizing and planning really look like, you know, for your clients? Because obviously this is an industry that's been around a while. It's certainly, you know, blossomed in the last 20, 25 years. Sure. People doing more and more because we have so many, you know, boomers getting closer to retirement, in retirement. Right. You know, the demographic shifts are very huge. So it looks a little different from place to place and state to state and person to person, clearly. But there's a lot of universal things, right, that affect all of us. Taxation, Social Security, so on and so forth. But what does it look like for you and your clients?
A lot of my clients that come in don't even have a plan. And a lot of them are fearful moving into retirement. Their biggest question to me is, can I afford to retire? And so that's what we start looking at. We start researching what they have, what they're going to need. I have them right there on their expenses. We do a budget sheet, and then we do a comprehensive financial plan for them. That is the only way I can see that you help people really set the plan. And it needs to be in writing. After we get it all scheduled and everything is out, we put it into a plan that is written for them that they can walk out my door with.
Yeah. And, you know, it's got to be accessible too, right? I think a lot of times people we think about, or we've seen things through the years where these plans sometimes they're like War and Peace, right? Yeah. They're gigantic, and you know, who's probably going to read through all that, take it to heart, and then implement it? So a lot of times you really need something that really resonates with you.
That's right.
And that's what, you know, I mean, that's why so many advisors, you know, offer complimentary consultations. I know you guys do that at your firm as well. If people want to have that initial chat, right? Because it's finding the right advisor for you, right professional for you.
That's right.
And that they deliver in a way that resonates so that you can actually implement that plan.
That's right. And that's the key, Mark, is implementing it. You can give them all the paper you want, but if they don't know how to implement it, and that's where we come in, we help them implement it. And we try to take it a step at a time. If they're already retired, we help them to get things in order that they already have. If they're coming into retirement, we set up a plan and we say, do this first, second, third. We have a whole plan set up. we put it into a binder that they can take home. And then we meet with them every 6 months because we want to make sure that binder and their information is current and up to date at all times. So we don't just help them to it, we help them through it.
Yeah, exactly. And so, as you're just checking us out and maybe finding our podcast for the first time, if you do need some help again, before you take any action, you should always check with a qualified professional. And you can reach out to June and her team again at tag-pa.com, tag-pa.com. We'll have it on the screen there for folks that are watching. So what do you like best, June, about being a financial professional? Like, what's the one thing that if I had to really corner you, you'd say the one thing that really makes you smile, that you really like about it?
I love people and I love helping people. And, when I can think of a gentleman that came in and just had things all over the place, and he was getting ready to retire and he was scared. And I worked with him 3 or 4 appointments and we got everything together and in order. And the appointment that he came in, that we actually gave him his completed binder, after we talked about that, he closed the binder and he sat back in his chair and took a deep breath and he goes, wow. He said, I can't believe how good I feel about this now. That's what awesome. Makes me smile. Yeah. That's what makes me awesome, smile.
Right? That the light bulb moment or the aha moment, right? That people get, because, like as we're going through the podcast, as we do more episodes, we'll have some fun and we'll hopefully share some educational information and stuff. But at the end of the day, what you do is obviously very serious work because it's people's forever money, right? Especially as they're getting older. And you do work with other folks just besides retirees and pre-retirees. You also have some younger people coming in, but either way, it's really, what you do is serious business, but it's also good to have that enjoyment factor because, and again, you want to work with a professional that you can talk to and resonate with. So I think that's great when you get that kind of feeling, right? You get that,
yes,
this is
it's
great.
Awesome. It's awesome. Yeah.
Well, very cool. Well, let's talk a little bit about you. So I can't help but so I can hear it in your accent just a little bit. I got family from the New Jersey area, and so I can hear just a little bit of that Pennsylvania, and it kind of takes me right back to there. So are you a native Pennsylvanian?
I am. Yes. I've been here all my life. Yes. In the Harrisburg area, little north of Harrisburg.
Okay. We lived in Harrisburg when I think I was about 10 years old or so.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. So back in 1978, actually. So if you're from that area, you know what happened in 1978 around there, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah. So, we have our office in Harrisburg, and then we also have one in York. So we're right here in the midst of central Pennsylvania. Yes.
Very cool. What do you like most about your hometown?
It's home. I've been here and I know a lot of people. It's a quiet where I live. I live in a little town called Newport, about 25 minutes west of Harrisburg, and it's quiet at home. So I have the hustle bustle of the city when I'm here at work, but then I can drive 25 minutes and sit on my back patio and look at the mountains, and it's quiet.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. Very nice.
So,
do you have a favorite activity? Something you like doing outside of helping people with their finances?
Just
golfer.
I golf, but I'm not great. So people wouldn't want to go golfing if I'm on their team.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so, my husband and I we like to travel. We are very spontaneous. We'll just jump in the car and go, even maybe just for a drive to the mountains, or we love the beach. So those are some of the things that I like to do.
Very nice. Very nice. So has pickleball grabbed you yet?
Hasn't. No, but maybe it will one day. I'm not sure.
The phenomenon that has become pickleball, right?
No, that's unbelievable. Yeah. So
it's everywhere.
Thinking about your financial future but not sure where to begin? Transition Advisor Group is here to guide you with a complimentary financial review. We'll take you on a personalized, step-by-step journey tailored to your unique needs. It all starts with our Discover phase. Have a one-on-one consultation with our team, led by June, where we listen to your story, understand your situation, and align with your financial goals. Then we strategize. Together, we'll explore ways to enhance your retirement income plan, crafting strategies that work specifically for you. In Phase 3, we implement. We put your bespoke plan into action, turning strategies into real-world solutions. And our commitment doesn't end there. We continuously review your plan, ensuring it evolves with your life and the ever-changing financial landscape. Don't wait to secure your financial future. Schedule your complimentary financial review today. Call us at 717-718-5790 or request an appointment online at tag-pa.com. At Transition Advisor Group, charting your retirement journey is our priority. Let's take the first step together.
I think we're launching this podcast here in February. So coming up in March, you're going to be doing some lady-centric seminars, correct?
Yes, we are. We're going to be doing a ladies, that information will be getting out here very soon. And I've done that in the past, and it's been so helpful. And it's not only single ladies. It is for single ladies, widows, divorcees, but married women come too. And and then they get their husbands to come into the office. And you say about telling stories. We did a women's seminar one day, and the one gal said to me, "I'm setting an appointment to come in to see you." So we did. And when she came, she had her husband. And as he came in and sat down to table, he said, "June," he took his finger and says, "June, I want to say one thing before we get started." And I'm like, "Oh boy."
Here we go.
I thought, yeah. And he said, "Thank you for having that women's seminar, because my wife has been wanting me to do something like this for a while." But she came home so excited after being at your seminar saying, "I set an appointment and I really want you to go with me." And he said, "We're here together, so thank you." And they've been my clients for several years now.
That's awesome.
That meant a lot to me, and knew that I was doing the right thing, not only just for single people and divorcees, but for married women as well.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I think that's a great point. Is that a focus point that you try to put in with your firm? Because for years, obviously, and couples have dynamics, right? So there's typically one person in every relationship that's better at X, and one person's better at Y, and so on and so forth.
That's right.
And often financially, there's one person that kind of leads the charge. And it's really funny. Like, the stereotype is what it is, that typically, as we're, married through the years and raising kids, a lot of times the wife, will have control of the budget because she's taking care of the shopping and the kids' clothes and so on and so forth. But it seems like, typically the gentleman, we typically do a lot of the finance for retirement.
Right.
And it's certainly, women have been an underserved community in retirement planning. It just is what it is, right? Those are just the numbers. And you guys outlive us most of the time. So it's really important to do that. But I think it's also incredibly important to have both parties understand what they have and why they have it, right?
That is so important, because, and I go to stories all the time, but we had a couple come in here into my office one time, and they really liked what they heard. And he said, "Yes, we want to do this. We want to move forward with you, but we're leaving for vacation." And in the process of our appointment, she knew nothing, absolutely nothing. And I said to him, "I really am going to encourage you that she learn about this and make sure we have things in place." Yeah. Unfortunately, they went on a vacation, and he had a massive heart attack on vacation. And she calls me crying. She said, "I don't know what," he had never even written a check. So we helped her, with what I could from this end. And, but long story short, that poor lady did not even know what to do. Yeah. So we never want anybody to be in that situation. And you're right about that, Mark. Sometimes there are ladies are so tied up with the kids and all this that they don't get involved enough. So we don't want that to happen.
Well, at least she had you to reach out to. So at least she had that much information, right? Right. And that's really important too, I think. So, not everybody's wanting the nuts and bolts of a financial strategy, but it's certainly a good idea to have a good working knowledge, that 10,000 foot view, if you will, of your plan, so that, when something does happen to your loved one, you know what you got and why you got it and what it's doing for you. Right. And I think that's really important. So that's a great story about that gentleman saying he was excited that the wife got motivated. Right. They came in. So very cool. Yeah. Well, I think that's a great place for us to start. We'll try to keep these videos and podcasts at around 15, 20 minutes or so, give some folks hopefully some good nuggets of information. And of course, this one was really just to get to know you a little bit. So I'm so glad to be hosting the show here with you and talking with you. Can't wait to learn more, and just share some good information with folks out there, and hopefully they find it useful.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Great. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Hope you are.
Okay. Yes, I am. Very much so. Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. Well, again, we'll wrap it up with this, and I'll say, folks, if you need some help, again, as always, check with a qualified professional. Don't forget, so we're just getting this started, so you may be kind of coming across this. We'll have a couple episodes out by the time you see this first one, but you can find it on Apple or Google. Well, I guess now it's all YouTube, Apple or YouTube or Spotify. Simply type in Tag Talks into the search box of those apps, or you can just stop by June's website. We'll have the information up there as well at tag-pa.com. That's tag-pa.com. June, thanks for hanging out with me.
Thank you, Mark. Talk to you soon.
Absolutely. We'll see you next time right here on Tag Talks with June Horne.
Thanks for joining us on Tag Talks. Don't forget to like today's video and subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcasting app so you never miss an episode. And if you have any questions, call Transition Advisor Group at 717-718-5790 and connect online at tag-pa.com. Transition Advisor Group, tag-pa, is a company that includes Transition Planning Associates, an insurance brokerage. Our company provides retirement income planning expertise to individuals and businesses in central Pennsylvania, plus licensed in Maryland, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and Texas. Transition Advisor Group will help you potentially protect your assets, increase your income, reduce your taxes, provide growth with stability and income you cannot outlive. We at Transition Advisor Group partner with you to put all the proper income planning steps in place for a successful retirement. Licensed insurance professional. Provided content is for overview and informational purposes only and is not intended and should not be relied upon as individualized tax, legal, fiduciary, or investment advice. By contacting us, downloading booklets, or attending events, you may be offered a meeting to discuss how our insurance and other services can meet your retirement needs. The presenters of this information are not associated with or endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency.